And we are live. Hey, everybody. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David? Now, this morning, well, it's morning for me every time. I was going to say in this instance this morning, but no, it is morning every time I stream. We're doing the BF 109A. I seem to recall that fact we're ready to rock and or roll on the cockpit. I've got the kit immediately to my left. Yeah. We had to start on the cockpit, in fact, I recall, because I can even show you. You've got a bit of it. You can hardly see that. Jesus, really, Rob? Yeah, pump the seat. And a few other bits. Anyway, before we get started, we all know the drill, peeps. Oh, yeah. That is the shit, I tell you. The shit in a bit. All right. Round we come. Round we come. Boom. That's where I'll put you for the time being. Yes, I will. Maybe zoom in a little. Alrighty, and around I will turn, and I shall come in now. All right, now. Assembly sheets, useful that. Gotcha. Now, I'm going to pop this over to here. Now, this needs a bit of photo etch on it. It does. It's already got a bit on it, but it needs another piece, being, in fact, days. Jesus, dropping shit everywhere. Rob, what are you doing, boy? This piece here goes on there. We'll get that done. Here are yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, decals. We're going to be needing this, the floor. What do we have in here? Mask and canopy. Don't need that yet. That's right. Interior decals. And rightio. Now, there we go. Now that I've got it all clear in my mind what's where, a couple of things I want to quickly check. Have I? In fact, here we go. You can even check with me, by golly. What I'm trying to find out, have I? No, I have on that side. They are bits of photo etch that go on, Jesus, the cockpit wall. Now, I think I need to hit, no, because I've got one side of them done, although it's a bit patchy. What we'll do, children, we'll zoom out. We're going to grab that. Now, what I might as well as consider here, aside from those two bits there, and there's another piece that I've already painted, what I need to find out what bits of photo etch are going to go on. Just make sure that the bits that are going on the inside are painted and ready to go, basically. Da, da, da. Yes, yes, yes. Now let's just check the... Should probably make them stainless steel, yeah. Just checking my details, guys. Now have I think I have 2 photo etch 8s. Pretty sure I've done them, but I'll check that just to be sure. Yeah. All right, but ultimately, hey, where's the wheel thing for the handle gone? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's done. Good. All right, yeah, a couple of small things, and then we'll get down to assembly, kids. Oh, hi, hi, Stephen. How are you guys doing? Now, where have I put my goggles, and then I'll get into the nitty-gritties. And their first port of call. Actually, you know what I want to do as the first port of call? I want to get the other part of photo etch on this. Yes, I do. Because I don't need to go rummaging or anything. I can just get down and do that. Now, this is quite a sizable piece, happily. And thus a pretty straightforward operation. I'm good. I'm very good. I had a music workshop yesterday in the afternoon. I got to show off a bit, and I like showing off. Because my teacher got me to, because there are a lot of beginners at the workshop, he got me to work on something a bit more advanced on my own. And we all got back together. He's turned to the head of the main guy of the school, and Farrell said, "Oh yeah, Rob, just show us your major scale thirds." Oh, major scale ascending in thirds in the new pattern. Okay, yep. And I've done it. And yeah, one of the other guys who's been playing for quite a few years has said, "Yeah, you're a bit slick, aren't you?" And I thought, well, that's always nice to hear. So I was pretty happy about that. It's never a bad thing to be given a, hey, Paul, how you doing? A good review by somebody who does similar stuff, you know. Particularly as I have been working really hard on my music. There we go. Out it comes. Now, yep, it's that side. What I might do, I know I need that. Just like that, in fact. Here we go, kids. Here we go. Now, you can splitch. Bit of crystal clear, and we'll pop that on. And from there, we shall, I'll give you a quick zoom in. And next port of call after this, I reckon, we'll put a little bit of acrylic paint on some of the photo etch that we need for the interior. Then we're going to do some deckling. It's all coming together, peeps. Now. Crystal clear is here. Come here, you. Ooh, convenient. I believe, is that one I've actually used for crystal clear? Who knows? Who cares? I don't. So how are all your guys' builds going? Do tell. Have you had anything exciting happen up outside of modelling? All of that's good. I've always got things happening outside of modelling. Just the way I roll. Now I've gotten a bit heavy-handed there with the glue again. Those of you who have seen me utilise this stuff before, I don't really care, largely on account of the fact that it's going to dry clear. Boom. I'm probably got a little heavy there. What I might do is scrape some of that off, just because I don't want it to come through the photo etch, if you follow me. That's probably a little too heavy that I had before. All right, now you come here. Actually, what I might do, diamond file it. Give it some nice smooth edges. Then I'll get it on. Get it on. There we go. Just. Yep. 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 I can see a bit that definitely needs to go. There we go. Now, and I'll possibly need a toothpick to get this completely correct. Oh, no, I don't. That's a bit nice. Oh, no, maybe I do. Oh, no. All right, and I probably need to file a bit more, but for the time being, that's pretty tidy. Give me a moment, and oh, so about there. There's our filter, all grimy and in position. Boom. So that's that taken care of. Leave that over here to dry. Next, we shall pop this away. Pop the lid on this. And scratch my ear, as that's getting itchy. Now, we'll go for a bit of... Now, do I have any acrylics out currently? Conveniently on hand. No. All right, let's get the acrylics out then. That would be these. Now, dearie me. Natural steel. Ooh, convenient. And the other that I'm seeking, less oscuro, dark grey. Now, what we're gonna do is first we're just going to do the, I'll give you a zoom in on this actually. Bing. What we're going to do is, you'll see on the seat belts here that at the moment there's that same bronze color. Instead of there's the green, then it goes bronze. We're going to fix that, make that natural steel. And down here, we're going to tidy up the dark grey on the belts there. Boom. That's the plan, Stan. All right. Then, excuse me. Then what we'll do is we will put the decals on the dash and the cockpit interior. But let's get this shit done first, shall we? Now, shake, 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 shake. Now I'm going to need the goggles. Here they are. Convenient. Ooh, convenience. I was going to say, who can tell me the Simpsons scene where Homer trots that one and that, but there's probably a few occasions when he goes, ooh, convenience. The one I always think of is it's actually out of the episode, for those who are Simpsons aficionados, where it's their parody of Thelma and Louise. And at one point, Homer's agreed to go and take Marge to the ballet, and instead he gets both his arms caught trying to pilfer candy and a drink from the vending machines. And at the end, it's just that he won't let go of what he gets hold of. But as he thinks he's going to be stuck with vending machines on his arms forever, he has this image of being at Lisa's wedding and going, candy for all, yoinking his arms and suddenly his candy's pouring out. And see him go, ooh, convenient. Now, back to business on that. After that little diversion, we're going to raise this up a bit. We're going to tilt that. We're going to zoom in. That's a little too far. A little less. That'll probably do for now. I'll give you a zoom. I might need to move you a little closer, actually, because my shoulder. Here we go. Here we go. So, give me a moment. This is going to not take too, this won't take long at all. At least I wouldn't have thought. And I do think on occasion, kids. Yes, I do. Now, not quite sure why they didn't bother to print the actual stuff, but they didn't. So we got to tidy it up and make it look nice and pretty. And there's also a couple of areas of green on here that could I'm not looking at putting the photo etch necessarily on today, so that's okay. However, I would therefore like to put said photo etch, or make sure that this photo etch is completely painted by the time by the end of this stream even, because then it's, well, ready to go on. We can do that in due course. Part of me is tempted to do this tomorrow. Ordinarily on a Monday I would do the Mustang car, but a part of me is tempted to actually put another stream onto this one. All right, it's getting there. Oh, hey, Bassman, how are you doing? This is the side I probably don't need to worry so much about, but we'll give a few little touches just because. There we go. All righty. Right, now, that, however, is, aside from the touch-ups on the green that I reckon I should do, seatbelt's done. Now, I'll give you a bit of a zoom in a minute. They're going to look good, I reckon, anyway. But you will see for yourselves directly. Now, after which we shall, give me a moment whilst I get some pepper. Now, next. Yes, that's what I was going to do. Now, I can't get you in closer. No, so to do that, I would need to. There's our seat belts. So yeah, I wouldn't mind tidying up some of that green just to make it look a bit nicer. But yeah, there they are. Zoom out. Now our next bit will be just to tidy up the dark grey on those. By which I mean those. Now, after that, as I said, I think we should actually, no, I have another cunning plan. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, something I might want to consider while I'm here. I'm just seeing if there's any photo etch to go onto the actual engine. No. No. Alrighty. There is some photo etch to go into the cockpit here. So that's another thing we shall... Actually, might as well... I'll have a look at that in a minute. But first, let's get this shit done. Dear, oh dear, eh? And then... what we shall do is what I was thinking of in a minute ago. Here. Now, goggles. Here. Right. Boom. Alrighty. Now, I think I'm just going to have a look to see if I've painted any of these other ones. Doesn't look like it. Alright, now anyway, I'm going to do these little belts. Rubber belts, that is, not seat belts. And then I'll give you a zoom in. The outside there. Just trying to get my brush around the outer area there. That's it. There we go. And I probably don't need to do this, but we all know the drill. Yes, I'm going to. One. All right. And oops, the other side's where I really want to go, isn't it? Yeah. Now. Down there. Whew. Now, I'll zoom in a minute. Yeah, okay. That should be, oh, that's looking cool. Nice. All right, give us a moment. Now, bearing in mind that's looking cool from my perspectives without glasses, which is to say, yeah. Ha! When I went fishing yesterday morning, let me give you a moment while I zoom in. There we go. See if I can get a good angle with the light on them and get them a bit more flush. There we go. There, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how they're going to look in position. All right. Zoom out. Yeah, I was fishing when we went fishing yesterday because we were going down to the docks. And yeah, let's face it, any port area can have some pretty seedy and sketchy area people along there. And we're walking towards where we're going to cast out. I thought I saw this dude just standing there, pegging us out. I suffered to go on rightio, son. What's your issue? And laying down the law when I realised it was a sign. And I was reminded of a interesting fact of which I am aware, that rhinos have appalling eyesight, apparently. As far as animals go, their eyesight's really very bad. But if they feel threatened, they will charge whatever. If it, feeling threatened, cannot identify, charge. And they've been known to charge termite mounds. I had mental images of me doing the rhino going, "Oh, you want to go there, mate?" Just drilling this sign with a right cross sort of style. All right. But yeah, that's a testimony to just how bad my eyesight actually is. All right. I might as well see it because these got to go actually in as well. 7:15. Are you serious? They want. Hang on. So that goes there. That goes there. And that goes. It looks like they're indicating. Let's have a look at these parts. It looks like they're showing that one of them has puts photo etch on the yoke, but that doesn't look right. Where's my goggles? Let's have a look at these numbers. Give me a moment while Now, so let's have a look. So we're looking for 10. Which goes there, okay. 15. Which is 15. That needs a dab of natural steel, I think. Or maybe red. Or green. You'll put a colour on it. There's a little spot there, though. Yeah. I see where that goes. 7. Now that's got to go. Right. No, it doesn't go onto the yoke. All right, that now makes more sense. And 16 being that one. Goes. Oh, that's 18, Rob. What are you doing, boy? Let's have a look. 16. Same deal. Okay. So, okay. Now, so I'm going to need, I reckon, a green, a red, and that's it to do them. And I may as well as get them done, because then it's done. All our interior photo etch ready to go. So we'll get that happening, I reckon. And then I'll give you a zoom in on what the deal is there, so as you can see why I've done those. And what it basically is that they are the circular like lever things that on tops of levers. Now to the end I will want bam, bam. Gee, that was hard. Alrighty. It's all coming together, people. It's a wonderful world we live in. Shake, 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 shake. When I bought this one, I didn't notice that somebody had done that, which I think is a great idea. And I really wouldn't mind doing it with all my acrylics. I'm just too lazy to. But yeah, just to identify your color. And oh, there you go. But is it necessary? Probably not, in truth. Are we mixed in? Are we? Not quite yet. You see the pigment there. Now, after the stream, we've had daylight savings kick in here. So I'm on quite earlier, a bit earlier than normal today. Do you guys have daylight savings? And if so, when does that happen for you guys? This is, it's going to affect. It's one of those things at the moment. I don't mind actually being on what is earlier in theory, because well, I'm up earlier and get stuff done early. Okay, when does it kick in for you? All it really means is that for okay, let me work it out. At the moment, if I'm on at 6:30, it's the equivalent of me being on at 7:30 for you, or what was. So when you guys, oh yeah, okay, I remember now, because on, yeah, that's right. Because it's for 6 months a year, you sort of forget as to how you used to. I have to get up a bit earlier again to keep stream the same time. Because of that, it's a 2-hour divergence sort of thing, because I've gone back and you guys have gone forward, will be the issue. Which is, you'd like to think it would balance itself out. Lamentably, no. Now, where is DAR list? We'll make the 16 the green one. Now, the reason, there's 2 discs here. You do both of them. But the reason there's 2 is because you fold one down onto itself to make the knob sort of effect. I'll give you a zoom in on that directly. Clean brush, do the red. Do the red. Yeah, that's what we do. Because you're going forward, being your spring, we've already fallen back. That means ultimately, for me to do the same sort of a time, there's 2 hours difference I need to sort of work out, which is a bit, it's a wee bit lumpy, but never mind. I'll work it out. I think there's a few ways I can go about it. It may involve, heaven forbid, me getting my shit together quicker in the morning. Who would have thought that as an idea, eh? Cool. But I'll worry about that in due course. What I will, really, of course. What I will do is, when I'm off, as in ceased to stream at some stage today, I'll do a bit of Google foo on when the different ones kick in. Because, of course, they're all done at different times. It's not like there's a universal, international, we're doing it now routine, is it? And in some countries, they don't even have daylight savings. Others, it's an individual state thing. That's what it is over here. Some states don't have it. So, at some times of the year, we're half an hour behind some states. Other times, we're half an hour in front. Go figure. I remember explaining it to a young lad who I used to. I was his, I believe I was his specialist SSO. He had cerebral palsy. He was trying to find out why there was this changing of the clocks thing. I said to him, well, mate, because he said, but it doesn't. It was basically, you could see it didn't make sense. It wasn't gelling for him. I'm there. Well, look, it's just because humans think this, but do you think it really matters? He's gone, what do you mean? I'm there. Do you think animals care? He said, nope. I'm there. Well, yeah. So it's all just because humans think it should be this way. Ultimately, it's completely illogical. And yeah, it is. Now, give me a moment. Where am I? Well, we have to work with it. So, yeah. There we go. Myself, given the option, I prefer you just go, right, this is what we're doing at the time. We're sticking with it. Either make it a permanent event or don't, you know? That's my take. Don't give me this faff about with 6 months this, 6 months that. I ask you. I actually like the daylight savings since I make that our permanent time zone. Fuck you. That's my take. I'm Ken Brockman, and that's my 2 cents worth. All right. Goggles off. Clean brush, zoom in. Now, all I've done there, and it's some pretty minor stuff, is also, Kitty Guy, have you already hit daylight savings? And if you have, what about those of you in the UK and other areas like that? Does the UK even have? Oh, Jesus. Daylight savings. This area here is taking a bit of a hammering. It's right on the edge. Now what I've done there is, let me just hold that tight. There we go. Yeah. You can see where I've put red and green on those top of those stems. When we go to put them on, we will fold those over, the red disc and the green discs over onto themselves, and that creates the handle. Then they get put in. That's the drill. So now, pop them to the side again. Now, okay, so, right, so I need to make those adjustments now, okay. All right. Yeah, we had it happen, well, today, basically. All right, now, next, floor. And we're going to see about putting our... Now, hang on, let's, before I get too keen here, give me a moment. What I wouldn't mind checking out is, how do they recommend to do it? No, that's how they recommend. Just bang, bang. Okay. All right, let's do that then. Now, do I want to give that another touch of German grey? I probably do, actually. But what I might do is wait until I've... Now, anyway, now that goes at that end, I think. Let's just check that out. Oh, they're not making that very clear for us, scoundrels. Hang on. I reckon, yeah, it has to be that way. Now, you get over here. That just goes very nicely there. Look at that. It's a bit smooth. Boom. Without glue, and it just sits there. You've got to be happy with it. Oh, you can't see it. Oh. Okay, there we go. So, what you can see, right? No glue, and the part just sits there. You've got to be happy with that as an outcome. Ultimately, I think you know what this means. We're going to glue it. And then, actually, I am going to tidy up that paint before we glue, you know. Not happy with that. Although what I could do, no, better idea. Going to glue that on. And then, actually it looks crooked if you... once that's in, because I might make a bit of mucky muck around the edge there and it's all that one colour apart from where it's black, then I'll tidy up the paintwork. That's a really... very impressed with what they've done with a lot of this, I've got to say. It's very easy to work with now. Glue. Ah, yes. Oh dear, hopefully that one's still... excuse me, I'm going to zoom you out. Now that's right, this one had a thing on it, didn't it? All right. All right. Let's see if our new one is cooperative. There we go. There. There we go, that should be plenty. Put the lid on. There we go. Oh. There we go. That easy. Boom. And back we go. Let me just check the angles. Yep. Beautiful. Let that dry. Now, what we're going to do, give me a moment again, and while I'm here, bring in position, and once that's dried, we're going to tidy up the German grey paintwork, and in fact, I reckon we can even probably do that later today, because then again, everything is ready for our to start putting it together. And ultimately, of course, that is what we want. Now, we have some interior decals to put on, as well as those here. Now, I believe the decals only go on one side. Decal there, decal there. I am correct. All right. So, right. Okay. Now, I already actually had this. I might just square that around. Set for decaling, as it happens. So what we're going to do is delay excuse me a moment, let's have a quick gander at something. Okay, yeah. Now, decaling brush. Now these ones, as in these decals, are reasonably sizable. So I can probably do most of them with this one, but I'll keep this one handy. Decal setter thus. Mighty Joan just messaged me on Facebook. Now, all I need now is a bowl of water and we can get down to business. This won't take us long, there's only 4 decals. Now what I might do, where is what we're going to need? I'm not finding the other half. I've got half the fuselage here. What the hell? But I can tell you this much right now. Looking, I can tell you it is mounted on a plinth ready for decaling. I'm going to quickly go over and grab that just for my own edification. And I shall then Yeah, the now, Scott. Sorry, I just. Ooh. Aha! Found it. Ooh, found it. Also, well positioned and set for deckling, by golly. Now, bowl of water. Ha ha! My preferred bowl available. It is unsurprisingly actually a food bowl. But sometimes might be marinating, might not be available. Which is inconvenient. Alrighty, now. We shall come over to here. Pop that there. I've got stuff here I don't need. Out oot and a boot, so I'll pop some of that away. And then I shall do the first decal, being the top area of the dashboard. And then now something I always like to check out with my decals. Well, it looks like they've gone very tight with the master film that it's backed on. So that's always a good outcome in my eyes. Excuse me a moment again, guys. I just got a bing. Alrighty, now in we go. Now, because I think I prefer to have that about there. Bang, yeah. All right, scalpel. Now. And we'll come across here, just slice these little markers off. And there. All right. Now, why have I put it at that angle? Oh, I know why. Because I was going to come from this angle. That's why. That makes sense because there's a little up area there that you'll see when I give you the zoom in. Now, tweezers. Come here, you. There we go. There. Right. Boom. Soak. Deedly. Now this is definitely a big brush one to move. And you know, I'd probably go that way with all these ones. For the cockpit area, they're all pretty substantial. All right. Boom. Ready to rock and or roll. Bit of decal setter. Okay. Alrighty. Delay. Now, let me just get my goggles so I can make sure I've got this absolutely right. There's not much showing. Water required here. It's not showing very much at all, this decal. I'm rather disappointed, I must say. And it's not that it's not there. It's there. It's just not showing much. Shit, that's a bit piss poor, actually. That has me wondering. See, it's bad. Yeah, that's shit. You can't. There's no detail on that. I'm a bit disappointed, guys. Give you a zoom and you'll see what I'm talking about. That's it. Now, that's a bit, there is, maybe it just needs to dry, but it's a bit ordinary. It's not the way I like them. Let's see what it looks like with the bottom half in, shall we? Give it a bit of benefit of the doubt. If it does continue to have me going, I'm not happy, kids. My option would be to potentially buy a 109E4 kit or some such that has a dash like that and go on over the top with that. I'm probably being overly picky just because, well, I am. But yeah, it's a bit plain. Anyway, zoom out a bit further. Oh no, I think that's as far as we go. Jolly good. Now, next. Yeah, there's not much on this part either. Can confirm. There we go. Off you come. And that angle. Tweezers. All right. Soak. Okay, after this, we've got the two on the other side, on the side of the fuselage. We've made some good progress today thus far, though. So let's see. Let me just give me a moment to yoink. Now, we're moving. We're moving. We're walking. Yes, indeed, we're talking. That wasn't a great outcome either. I'm sorry. Ding. Now, up there. Let me just straighten that a little. Goggles required, just to make sure it's tidy. And again, not showing a lot on it. But they are now on there, showing 4/5 of bugger all. Oh, it's not that bad. There is some, okay. Maybe it could also be a thing of maybe it just needs to dry properly. But there's our dash. It does have a couple of bits of photo etch to go on as well. All right, next. Where did I put them? Oh, Rob. Here they are. Now, our mouthful of coffee would be handy, actually. All right. Now, if we get our relevant part over, and we've got one that goes along the top there. Yep, and the other one in right there. Okay, yep. It can go, could be one of, yep, got it. All right, we're doing this, guys. Now, first one we're going to do goes just there. And, yep, so it'll line up with the big square. All right. Oh, that's the switches, yeah. All right. Now, what we'll do, turn that around. There. Now, tweezers. Now, once, oh, do I want to go the top one? It doesn't really matter. I've done this many. Well, I did the, you know what? I'm doing the bottom one first. Bottom, yeah. That's okay. Now we shall. The reason I want to do the bottom first is because that way I'm not reaching over the one that's above it to put that one in position. That's my theory. All right. Now, we'll get our tweezers. It's going to be a bit tight. Now, soak. And once this is on, as I said, there's only that other one. And then I wouldn't mind doing a wee bit of touch-up work on a couple of colours. And then you'll see how we're traveling. But look, I think I'll put it, okay, the best way I can put it to you is, for me, I'm not entirely happy on the dash, but I would say, look, in the bigger reality, because you've got dark grey or black against German grey or whatever, dashes generally don't show that much detail. They don't. It's true. Now, this one's a little light on, but I do think it may also be that it just requires the sorry there, guys. Just had a bit of a microphone issue. I was scratching my ear and it decided to go around and smack me in the mouth. Yeah, it could be a simple matter of the decal needs to dry before some of that really comes out nicely. If so, that's fine. Give me a moment, guys. Where are you? There. Okay. You get out of the way. Oh, you bitch of a thing. Now you want to get onto a brush, are you? Is that how you want to play? Well, we'll soon see. Oh, you bitch. Almost. Gotcha. Ha ha! That'll teach you for trying to foil me, I tells you. Maybe just a knock up here. All right. Just trying to make sure I've got that absolutely right. Believe so. All right. Last decal. Actually, I'll give you a zoom in on that one, then we'll do the last one. Again, it's a pretty minor detail here. Being that one there. That's it. Now there's one that goes across there. All right. Now, well, here's the, let's see if they have improved with drying. Oh, they're not, it's not that bad. And there is a bit of photo etch to go on that. Could just be that the light wasn't on it before. But yeah, there it is. Now, next, you get over here. Decal. Oh no, here it is. Delete. And soak. And I'm going to raise it up a bit. Now, it's okay. Look, as I mentioned earlier, in the bigger reality, a lot of dashes, you don't really see that much detail on them. And even once they're in, you don't see that much either. Now, there is a bit of photo etch to go on that yet still too. Once the light was on, it actually came up quite nicely in some ways. So, yeah. All right. This one's a bit tricksy, kids. I'm going to cheat here very badly. Is it a bit of a pricky angle? There we go, though. Now, let me get my goggles. Because what it is that these are a deck of switches that sit just there. Well, let's be a bit brave here. just have a... That's starting to look a bit better. Let me just nudge that around a wee bit. Because there's again so little to really work within the visuals here, it's not really helping my Jesus. Shit. Cause when it comes to getting it into the right position, it's really hard to see even with... There we go. The goggles on. Yeah, now it's in the right position, but you're not going to see 4/5 of much at all. So you want to wipe this up. I'll get rid of this bowl of water pretty quickly. Now, again, it's got photo etch for the seat belts, so I've painted them. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a small deck of switches just that go at the very top there. Ordinarily, I'll just paint them. That's what I would have done. They've given us a decal. It's, I don't know. I think my painting would have been better. That's just me. If they had printed them on the fuselage and in a manner that enabled painting, would I have done it? You betcha. You betcha. But that's what they've given us, and that's what it is. All right. Now let's have a... I mean, when you look at it in the light, when you get the light on it, it's actually not bad. You can see there's quite a lot of detail on that in actuality. But it's like, and in fact, as I said, once you get dashboards in actuality, I remember once, in fact more than once, every time, I can do some magnificently detailed dashboards, mate. I really can. I did a beautiful one for the B-17. Do you think any bugger sees it? Answer, no. Now, what I wouldn't mind doing, come here, you. Oh, that's all coming together very nicely. Now, what I'd like, it will probably do it for us. It will. We are going to just tidy up some of that German grey on there after I've got rid of that bowl of water. After that, I think we're very much in let shit dry stage, which is good. We've done well. But first we'll tidy up this paintwork. No, there's not decals for the belts, happily. It's just the photo etch, but as I said, I've had to paint that. I'll show you them in a minute once I've offloaded this. The thing with the photo etch with the BF109A is that I've had to paint it all. That's a little grumpy making. But it's not. It's just grumpy making. Now, oh lordy, you're not happy today. Is it ever happy? No. Oh, I can tell you right now, 109s, you're not going to see much, mate. Now, I mean, the canopy is going to be open, but, you know. Anyway, now, give me a moment. By the way, Kitty Guy, are you on YouTube? Because most of the guys who chat are on YouTube, so they'd be able to see your questions if you're on there. Here's our seat belts. Boom. I've painted them. So yeah, there's a couple of other bits that still need to be painted, but mostly we're there. Now, pop that too. Oh, we still got water spillage here. Hey, yo. I'll tidy that up. And then I will get on with tidying up that German grey on the floor of the cockpit. Yeah, the photographs are starting to come up. It is a patience is a virtue routine, as is so much in modelling, you know. I mean, let's face it, if you're not willing to be patient in this hobby, you've probably got the wrong hobby. But it's starting to come up. Yeah. Now, once we finish this, I reckon I'll be winding up the stream for today. And then now tomorrow, as I said, ordinarily I do the Boss Mustang car, but actually we will do the Mustang car. And the reason for that is because the 109 as a kit is a lot more simple than the P51B. We're actually at much the same stage for about half the amount of streams. So what I'll do is I'll continue. There's still quite a bit of work we can do on the getting shit ready to rock on the Mustang, as in the car, before we start getting to, although there might even be airbrushing to do. I'll have to have a look-see. That'll do it. Goggles. Now, I would think the Goodly Citadel brush would be the one for this occasion, I think. No, it's not the one. This is the one. Now, just to get that floor looking a little nicer. And the surrounding area is looking a little nicer. Now, Round here. This is going to be one of the first 109s I'll have built that I'm not going to fully grunge up and give it a hammered look to as far as combat wear goes. I'll give it some chipping. I'll give it a bit of, that's about it, because it probably wouldn't have seen combat depending on the unit. I will check that out depending on what markings I give it. Wouldn't mind giving it some Condor Legion markings, in which case combat wear and tear is entirely on the cards. Yeah, that's already looking much better. Much nicer. I'm much happy with it anyway. All right. Just going to go into there a bit, actually. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah. That's the ticket. All right. Boom. There we go. That's going to look much nicer overall. Might just, as a final touch, just get a bit more. There we go. Oops. So there, floor and chair in position. And yeah, nice. Zoom out. Clean brush. And then what I'll do is I will go through everything that we've done today, which is a bit. Oh, the weathering of it, yes, look, it's not going to be too heavy because the BF109A, depending on the markings, may not have seen combat. So, yes, it would have been flown. Yes, it would have been yada, yada, yada. Unlikely to have done too much in the machine gun fire capacity or have flown over burning buildings or anything of that ilk. So in that regard, I'm inclined to think less is more on this one. Unless, as I said, it transpires that it's an aircraft that did see combat. Probably would have, if it did, it would have been in the most likely Spanish Civil War. It might have been in the Polish campaign. But I believe by then they were getting a bit further into the letters. Anyway, but unless it's one that's been in a combat scenario, I probably wouldn't put too much grunge on it, you know. It would just be the normal mechanical and travelling wear and tear, hence chipping and stuff. Now, next, I shall, as I said, I'll show what we got done today. So, obviously, we've got, as I showed a minute ago, chair and floor painted nicely, looking a bit nice. We got, for all the benefit it shows, 2 decals on there. But that's now waiting a bit of photo etch. 1 piece of photo etch goes on that. We got, is that more water? Yes, it is. Shit. What else did we do? We did the decals on the dash. Again, didn't show as much as I might have liked. But nonetheless, here we are. Next, we also, what else did we do? We tidied up a bit of the photo etch, made that look right. Need the card behind that one. So now we've got like our seat belts complete. We've got handles to be folded over on our lever stuff here. All the stuff is ready to go in. That is, at least as it pertains to interior or the cockpit interior. So we've got all our prepping pretty much for the interior largely ready to go. So there we have it. And that is me done for today, guys. All right. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm pretty happy with what we got done today. I think we got made some good ground. Now, first-time viewers, you know what the drill is. Follow, like, or subscribe. Other platforms. I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. Now, while I mentioned that, Cutie Guy, you normally watch me on Twitch, which I'll also mention to others directly. You might want to try watching me on YouTube because that's what most of the other viewers watch me on. So you'll be able to take part in the discussions more easily that way. That's just a thought. Now, I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch, if you want to track me down there. Yeah, have a good time, Bass Man. Thank you for, I'm pretty happy about what's coming up. What else was there I was going to make mention of? Tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Now, I'm going to try and be on at a similar sort of a time. I'm hoping it's not later. Getting early is going to be a bit rugged, but I could manage the same time, I reckon, so as that therefore I'm not getting a wee bit too late for the rest of you guys. See how we travel on that one. I might even see if I can do earlier. Could I do that? Probably could. We'll see how it rolls. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. Now I'm going to be back tomorrow, as I said. As to what time specifically, I'm going to try for a similar time, maybe even a little earlier, but at worst, a similar time. My pleasure, David. All righty. Well, I guess it's all that's left for me to say is the old tried and tested that I'll be back tomorrow at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch you good people then. See yous.